My parents both were athletes. My mom was a professional, the English word. If you swim, run, and triathlon. Triathlon, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, she's my translator tonight. She was a professional. My father was a handball player. So my whole family was a sport family. And they didn't care what kind of sport I'm doing. They were just happy that I'm doing sport because it has so many positive effects on you. So I played tennis, I played table tennis, I did soccer. So I did single sports and I did team sports, and I liked team sports so much better. And I grew up in Germany in a little village, and I played soccer with all the boys. And they were playing in a club, and one day the boys came to me and said, "Hey, can't you play with us in the club, not professionally, but in the league?" And I was like, I never thought about that. And then I went home to my parents and I said, "Hey," I told them what the boys said, and my parents were like, and I know I was very lucky, they were like, "Oh, do it." And I mean, I'm talking about 30 years ago. So they were totally open, and I know that's not normal, but, and then I went with the boys to training, and they treated me like a princess because I was the only girl in the whole league, and it was very interesting because the boys were very proud. So I remember I got always substituted. I was a field player at this time, long time ago. They said, I got substituted 5 minutes earlier, so I can use the shower before the boys came in. So the whole club arranged everything and made it possible for me to play soccer, and I'm very grateful for that.
Just growing up in an environment playing sports with mostly boys around the neighborhood, not in organized sports, but in boys around the neighborhood, and them kind of being like, well, girls aren't as good as boys in sports. Like, yeah, you're good now, but boys are better, and girls don't play football, and boys, whatever. And so I think just that frustration and that, no, but I am better, and I can do this, and I'm beating you. Like, how do you not see that? And I think just that, like, frustration in and of itself has pushed me in every aspect of my life. And I think even stepping away from gender, and I think it just fuels competitiveness, and I think I don't know. I think that's where I get that from. I think it's just the frustration, and I guess that I still have it clearly.
And it fuels drive. That frustration fuels drive, and you can either be a victim to that frustration, what I was talking about earlier, and be frustrated and mad and take your toys and go home, and you're not really going to get where you want to get to, or you can have it drive you and propel you to where you want to get to, and not by putting other people down, but by lifting yourself up and getting there. So I think those can be, I think anything that happens to you in life is a gift. It's just you have to choose to see it that way. You can't control what happens to you. You can't control how people treat you if they're going to try to pigeonhole you, but you can absolutely control how you respond to it. And you can be driven and take yourself where you want to go. And again, some of this stuff starts to sound smarmy, but it's so true.
When I came back to Germany after my first season and second season, and I showed all the videos from Portland to all my teammates in the national team and also the federation, they couldn't believe it. I mean, we here in Portland, we have more spectators as the national team in Germany, and it's unbelievable. They were staring at me, and they're like, "Are you kidding me? What's that?" It was an exception. I was like, "No, this was not an exception. It's every home game like this." And they're like, "What? Why we are playing here? Why we can't play in Portland?" I'm like, yeah, exactly. So I'm glad to bring all this amazing pictures to Germany or to Europe. And what's your name? Emily was talking earlier. I wanted to call her with her nickname, and then I tried to behave. She was talking about the atmosphere and about the culture in Portland, but she never played outside the US, so I played in Australia, in Sweden, and Germany, and seriously, there is no place like this here, like what we have in Portland. This is not usual, and I think everybody in the team, everybody here, we are so proud of it, and so as a player or as a coach now, it's we go out on the field and it's like I get goosebumps. It's amazing, and thank you for that.
Oh, it's the best ever here. I mean, there's no other place that I've ever played that's even close to the amount of fans and support and just overall appreciation of the game and our team that we have here, and the feeling's mutual. And even in college, I mean, yeah, we had parents at our games, but it's incredible, and I don't know why. Here. But I did make a comment before, so I was talking to somebody, and I think Portland goes out and does things. They don't kind of leave it to other people. They, like, if they're angry about something, they do something. If they want to support something, they go support it. And I think that's the entire community, at least the majority, has that kind of mindset. And I think that is a huge reason why. Oh, it's women's soccer? Yeah, we like women's soccer. I'm not even embarrassed to go to a women's soccer game. They're sweet. Let's go. And I think people just do what they feel and want to do, and I think that makes this city so great. No, I think, I was also always the best at sports, so none of them are good at anything. And they would admit that too. I mean, they're all way smarter than I am, but they all dabbled a bit. But yeah, I think I was raised exactly the same. And I do have a comment on the tomboy thing. I was definitely called a tomboy my whole childhood, except my mom would call me a tomboy constantly. And but it was always a great thing because my great-grandma was the best athlete in Albany, New York, and she was a tomboy. And so, you got that all from great-gram, and that's all, you're a tomboy. And that was always like, yeah, I'm like great-gram, who I mean, she lived to like 105, but I only knew her when she was 95 to 105. And so, yeah, so that for me was great, but I do, now thinking about it, it is messed up. I mean, having the connection to, well, if you're good at sports, you're like a boy. Like now you're like them, and it's not you're a great athlete. It's not you're the fastest one or the most athletic one in Albany. It's you're now closer to being like a boy. And I think thinking about that now, it is messed up, and we should completely slash a line through it. But
did you ever feel like you had to be more girly growing up?
No, I had hobby, like I am a huge crafts person, so like beads were always my thing. I had dollhouses and Barbies, and I had all of that too, which seemed a little uncharacteristic, but I was allowed to do that too. And my poor mom was a Girl Scout for so long and wanted me to be a Girl Scout, and it was just not my thing. And so I kind of humored her for a bit, but
they do a lot of crafts, right?
The
Girl Scouts
crafts was great, but then it was all the other. But yeah, so it was also, I think I was lucky in the sense like, yeah, we'll get you a Barbie for Christmas. We'll also get you a soccer ball for Christmas, and it's kind of like, okay, now go do what you want to do and entertain yourself.